He's exceeded our expectations, and he's done so for a couple of reasons that are very unique. Number one, he outworked and outsmarted his opponent in the election, and he's done the same thing here. When he's won the election, he went right to work and started working hard, so we all love that. And he's also fulfilling his promises, so he has exceeded our expectations for the Trump supporters.
What in particular has been successful in his presidency so far?
Well, everything he has attempted to do. So even before he was inaugurated, he began having meetings with people to find out what's going on and get support. And he started meeting with foreign and domestic manufacturers to save blue-collar jobs and to create more blue-collar jobs. That was one of his promises. He's done that. We're very happy with it. He's also selected a great cabinet. Now, the Democrats are criticizing them because they happen to be wealthy, but that happens to be an indication that they have been successful in their fields. So he has selected a great cabinet that will now work on behalf of the United States. And again, he's fulfilled his promises. He promised to nominate a justice to the Supreme Court like Antonin Scalia, and he has done that. So those are just three of the areas in which he has done that to fulfill his promises.
But Mr. Cave, not everything has run smoothly. Trump had to fire the security advisor Michael Flynn after just 3 weeks. His travel ban was stopped. How serious are these backlashes?
Actually, you have that backwards. What you don't understand is, in order to be successful in business, one of the things you have to learn how to do, and it's very difficult, is you have to be able to fire fast. So if you have somebody that's not working in a position for whatever reason, you have to get rid of them quickly. If you notice, he did that in the campaign when Lewandowski was not the best person anymore. He got rid of him. He got rid of Manafort. And Flynn, there was a trust issue. Flynn was not completely forthcoming with Vice President Pence. So as good a man as Flynn is and as good a job as he might have done, Trump cannot have anybody work for him that does not fully disclosure of everything because he's moving too fast. So actually, that was okay. What was your other thing you thought was a negative?
Well, the ban on the stop of the travel ban, but we can move forward because one of his promises.
That's an absurdity. If you read the American law, the United States president has wide latitude to do what President Trump tried to do, and other presidents have done it too, including Democratic presidents. So that was just an absurdity by that court in California, which is famous for making stupid rulings.
One of Mr. Trump's promises when running was the wall along the Mexican border. It's a huge, expensive project. Mexico refuses to pay for it. How important is it for the president that it actually gets built?
It's critical that it gets built. What most people don't understand when they talk about the cost of it is illegal immigration costs California alone over $20 billion a year. That is almost directly the same amount as their systemic budget deficits that they wrestle with every year. So the wall will pay for itself in the money that it saves us for illegal immigration. Now, if he can't get the Mexicans to pay for it, Americans would still be happy just to have secure borders. But Donald Trump has been successful at just about everything he's ever done. So I'm fully confident that he'll be able to do that and get Mexico to pay for it one way or the other. And it is critical, and it will happen.
The relation with the media is also widely discussed. Trump tweeted recently that media is the enemy of the American people. How problematic are his attacks on media, you say?
He doesn't have any problem with the media whatsoever because he's better at television than they are, which is rather ironic. And with social media, he can speak directly to the people through Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. It's like when FDR could speak directly to the people on radio. And the other thing is the media has done themselves in. They lied against him when they reported. There's no such thing as reporting anymore. All we have is advocacy. They rigged the polls against him. They advocated against him. The media is not trusted by 80% of the American people. The American people believe Donald Trump. They don't believe the media. And since what he has to do is communicate to the people, and he can do that directly, it's not a problem at all. It's only a problem for the media, who has destroyed the last thing they had left, which was their credibility.
But the news media made...
And let me give you an example of that. This is just last Sunday's Washington Post. The headlines they put were so negative. It said, "Would Trump pass a security clearance?" They never asked that to Obama. They go, "Meet Mr. Death by China, Trump's man on trade." Trump isn't an isolationist. He's a militarist. They are treating Trump worse in his first month than the New York Times and the Washington Post treated Hitler or Mussolini. They have no credibility with the American people.
Well, Jerry Cave, we have to thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me.